Imagine stepping outside for 1 second and freezing to death. No homes, no countries, no sky, just endless ice. The last humans alive live inside one train. This train has moved for 17 years without stopping. But this train is not a shelter. It is a prison on wheels. The rich live at the front. They eat real food. They drink champagne. They celebrate like the world never ended. Meanwhile, the poor survive at the back. They starve in the dark. Guards beat them for stepping out of line. Every day they hear the same order: stay in your place. Then, children start disappearing from the tail section. And one man realizes the front is hiding something horrifying. The story starts when scientists try to cool the planet. Global warming has gone too far, so they release a chemical into the sky. The plan should save the Earth. Instead, it destroys it. Temperatures crash, oceans freeze solid, forests die overnight. Within days, the planet becomes a dead, white wasteland. One man prepares for this disaster years in advance. His name is Wilford. He builds a massive train powered by an engine that never stops. The train loops around the entire globe again and again. For the people inside, this train is not transportation. It is the whole world now. Years pass. The train keeps moving. Humanity survives, technically, but survival creates a brand new kind of prison. Meanwhile, at the front of the train, the wealthy live in comfort. They enjoy clean clothes, warm rooms, fresh food, parties, schools, even beauty salons. Life almost looks normal here. At the very back, though, sits the tail section. When the train first departed, the poorest people forced their way inside just to survive. Nobody invited them. Because of that, the people in power treat them like criminals. Honestly, that alone tells you everything about how twisted this system is. Tail passengers sleep piled on top of each other. Guards watch them constantly. Their only food is a disgusting black protein block, handed out like animal feed. Every day, soldiers remind them of one rule: know your place. Among these people is Curtis. He is quiet. He is intense. He has spent years watching, waiting, and planning in silence. Curtis does not act like a hero. He carries guilt from his past, and he clearly hates himself for something he did. Beside him stands Edgar, a younger man who looks up to Curtis like an older brother. Then there is Gilliam, an old man missing an arm and a leg. He has become the tail section's spiritual leader. People respect him because he gives them hope when they have nothing else left. One day, guards arrive with the usual protein blocks. Everyone must sit down. Curtis refuses to sit, though, until a guard threatens to shoot him. Curtis has been counting the doors. Why? Because he is secretly planning to move through the entire train. Then a guard asks if anyone can play the violin. An old couple steps forward. They used to perform in a famous orchestra. But the guards only want the husband. He refuses to leave without his wife, so the guards break her hand and drag him away anyway. Curtis watches this in silence, but something inside him locks into place. He realizes there is no more waiting left in him. Later, Curtis trades protein blocks with a boy named Timmy. Inside one broken block, he finds a hidden capsule with a message. He brings it straight to Gilliam. The message contains one name: Nam. This man is a security expert, currently locked away somewhere deeper in the train. Curtis suspects they will need him for what comes next. At night, while everyone sleeps, guards arrive with Wilford's assistant, Claude. They start measuring the children one by one. Suddenly, Claude finds Timmy hidden under his mother's skirt. Timmy tries to run. His mother screams. The guards grab him anyway and silence her with violence. Moments later, they take another boy, Andy. His father, Andrew, throws a shoe in fury, so the guards seize him instantly. As punishment, they force Andrew's arm through a hole in the train's outer wall. Outside, the air is unimaginably cold. In seconds, his arm freezes solid. Then they smash it with a hammer in front of everyone. The entire tail section watches in horror. But instead of breaking Curtis, this moment confirms exactly what he already suspects. They cannot live like this anymore. Afterward, the train's authority figure, Mason, arrives to lecture everyone. She says every person has a place, just like a shoe belongs on a foot. The tail belongs at the back. The engine belongs at the front. That is the order, according to her. For the next few days, the tail passengers secretly build a device for the uprising. Curtis collects chronole, an industrial waste product used as a drug, but also highly flammable. One detail keeps replaying in his mind. Mason called the guards' guns useless weapons. Maybe the guards ran out of bullets years ago, after the last revolt. Meanwhile, the group's artist keeps drawing every important moment. He gives Andrew and Timmy's mother portraits of their missing kids. It's a small gesture, but honestly, it says a lot about how much humanity survives even in this place. But is Curtis actually right about the guns? The entire plan depends on one dangerous assumption. One day, an alarm suddenly goes off. Everyone rushes into line. The device is finally ready, so the group starts shouting in protest to create a distraction. A guard grabs an old man and threatens to shoot him. Curtis runs forward and puts the gun to his own head instead. The guard pulls the trigger. Nothing happens. Edgar screams that the guns are empty, and chaos explodes across the car. Without real bullets, the rebels easily overpower the guards. Their device turns out to be a rolling wall of pipes, which they push forward car by car, with Curtis riding on top. Suddenly, a massive guard blocks their path. Gray jumps on him, kills him, and steals his keys. The rebels reach the prison section next, where cells look like drawers built into the walls. Using the stolen keys, they free Nam, a dazed, drug-addicted engineer. Curtis promises him chronole in exchange for help opening doors. Nam hesitates, then agrees. He opens another cell and reveals his daughter, Yona, also an addict. Both agree to help, but only if they receive chronole for every door they open. After the next door opens, everyone stares in shock at real sunlight for the first time in almost 2 decades. Outside, the world is completely frozen, city after city buried under snow. For a moment, nobody speaks. Some of them had almost forgotten what the outside world even looks like. In the following car, they find Paul, a former group member now bouncing around like a lunatic. This room makes the protein blocks, and being trapped here alone has driven him insane. Curtis looks inside one of the machines and freezes in horror. The main ingredient is cockroaches. Here, they find another hidden capsule. This one says water. Gilliam realizes something important. Whoever controls the water supply controls the negotiation. Before the next door opens, Yona screams a warning. But it's already too late. Masked men stand inside, holding axes. They lift up a fish and gut it as a threat. The rebels refuse to back down and charge forward anyway. A brutal fight erupts immediately. Both sides lose people fast. Curtis and Edgar push through the crowd together, cutting down anyone in their way. Suddenly, Curtis slips on the dead fish. A masked man moves in to kill him, but Edgar gets there first and saves his life. Further ahead, more masked men and guards announce something strange. They're about to cross a bridge, and it's New Year's Eve. Everyone counts down together. "Happy New Year!" they scream. But ice has built up on the bridge since last year, and the train shakes violently as it crosses. Nearly everyone falls, except Yona and Nam, who calmly watch the cliffs below through the window. After the bridge, Mason arrives with the Franco brothers. She insults the rebels for being ungrateful. Then she announces that 74% of them will die today. Furious, Curtis throws an axe at her face, but it gets blocked at the last second. Suddenly, Mason raises binoculars, and her men put on strange masks. Yona realizes what's coming. A long tunnel ahead. The moment the train enters, the entire car goes pitch black. The guards, though, can still see through their special masks. The rebels start dying one by one, and Mason watches the slaughter like it's entertainment. Then, Curtis remembers something important. He screams for Chan to start a fire. Chan lights a torch using stolen matches, and soon he and Andrew lead a group with torches back into the darkness. With fire on their side, the rebels regain the advantage. Gray grabs an officer and threatens to kill him unless they surrender. Mason doesn't care about a low-level guard, so Gray kills him anyway, then throws a knife into Mason's leg. Curtis sees his chance and runs at her, but at that exact moment, young Franco captures Edgar instead. For 1 second, Curtis freezes. Does he save Edgar, or does he capture Mason? He can't do both. In the end, Curtis chooses the bigger mission. He captures Mason. Franco kills Edgar. Something inside Curtis breaks in that moment. And honestly, this is where the story stops feeling like a rebellion and starts feeling like a sacrifice. After Yona saves Curtis and kills young Franco, the group captures old Franco and moves into the next car to wash off the blood. Andrew and Timmy's mother interrogate Mason, but she only knows one thing. The children were taken further ahead, toward Wilford. Curtis threatens to cut off the water supply. Mason just laughs. The water, she explains, comes from melted snow at the very front. It can't be stopped. Still, she convinces Curtis to keep her alive, promising she can guarantee safe passage. That night, Curtis and Gilliam talk quietly. Gilliam doesn't want more deaths, so Curtis volunteers to keep moving with a smaller group, while Gilliam stays behind to protect the rest. The next morning, Curtis moves forward with Andrew, Timmy's mother, Nam, Gray, and Yona, keeping a handcuffed Mason at the front of the group. The first car is a greenhouse, growing fresh produce for the wealthy. Yona touches soil for the first time in her life and stares at earthworms in amazement. She was born on this train. She has never seen anything like this before. Next comes a massive aquarium. Mason offers everyone sushi, but Curtis forces her to eat a protein block instead. He knows exactly what's in it, and honestly, watching her face in that moment feels like justice. After the butcher car, they reach a classroom full of screaming children. Nobody can tell Andrew or Timmy's mother where their kids are, only that they were taken deeper into the train. The teacher plays a propaganda video, teaching kids to worship Wilford as their savior. The children cheer without question. Curtis realizes something disturbing. The front doesn't just control bodies here, it controls minds too. A cart filled with eggs rolls in, and everyone, kids and rebels alike, rushes to grab one. Gerald shows up to play violin for the children. Inside one egg, Curtis finds another capsule. This one reads, "Blood." Moments later, the cartman and the teacher pull guns out from beneath the eggs and open fire. Everyone dives for cover. Tragically, the teacher kills Andrew before Gray manages to stop her. Mason tries to shoot Curtis, but he kicks the gun from her hand just as a live broadcast appears on the classroom's screen. It shows the remaining rebels dead and old Franco shooting Gilliam. Grief-stricken, Curtis kills Mason on the spot. The group passes through cars filled with doctors, tailors, and beauty services. In the dining car, Franco catches up and opens fire. Curtis fires back, but both men run out of ammunition. While reloading, Nam notices a snowflake drifting in through a bullet hole. To him, this small detail hints that the ice outside might finally be melting. They pass through a spa, then hide in a sauna, but Franco finds them anyway. A brutal fight follows. Gray wounds Franco, but is eventually stabbed and killed. Timmy's mother tries to fight back and is shot down as well. Curtis and Franco fight hand to hand until Franco nearly finishes him off. At the last second, Nam and Yona intervene, and a barely conscious Curtis delivers the final blow. Before she dies, Timmy's mother asks to see her son's drawing one final time. It's a small, quiet moment, but it hits harder than almost anything else in the film. If you've made it this far, hit subscribe now. The next part reveals the biggest secret in the entire story. Only Curtis, Nam, and Yona remain now. Here, Curtis finally confesses his darkest secret. During the earliest days in the tale section, there was no food and no order. Desperate people did unforgivable things to survive. Curtis admits he was one of them. He remembers how Gilliam sacrificed part of his own body to stop people from turning into monsters. And that single act changed everything. Curtis has hated himself ever since. He isn't moving forward because he feels innocent. He's moving forward because someone has to carry this guilt and end the system for good. Then, the engine door finally opens. Curtis meets Wilford face to face. He expects a monster. Instead, he finds someone calm, intelligent, almost gentle. And then, the truth comes out. This entire rebellion was never an accident. It was controlled from the start. Wilford and Gilliam had been working together for years. Every message, every death, every timed event, all part of a planned population correction. Resources are limited on this train, So every few years, Wilford allows a rebellion to happen on purpose. The poor rise up, people die, the population shrinks, and the train keeps running. Even Curtis's anger, it turns out, was part of the plan. Curtis is devastated. Then, Wilford offers him the engine itself. After everything Curtis has lost, will he actually take it? For one moment, Curtis is tempted. He's standing exactly where he once dreamed of standing. He could take control of everything. But then, Yono pulls up a floor panel and makes a horrifying discovery. A small child from the tail section is trapped inside the machinery. The engine doesn't run on magic. Parts of it have broken down over the years, and adults can't fit into the tight spaces required to fix it. So Wilford uses children as living replacement parts instead. Curtis finally understands the truth. This train isn't saving humanity anymore. It's feeding on it.
Curtis gives up his chance to lead and rushes to save the child trapped in the machine instead. Meanwhile, Nam uses his stockpiled chronol to blow open the outer door. He believes the ice outside is finally thawing, and this might be their only real chance at survival. The explosion rocks the entire train. At the same moment, an avalanche crashes down on top of it. The train derails, car after car collapsing into the snow. After 17 years, the engine that never stopped finally goes silent. Most passengers don't survive. The system that ruled humanity for nearly 2 decades is gone for good. But 2 people do survive. Yona and the little boy crawl out of the wreckage into the open world outside. The air is freezing. The snow stretches endlessly in every direction. For a moment, the world looks completely empty. Then they see something impossible. A polar bear, alive, walking across the snow. For 17 years, people believed survival meant staying trapped inside a system built on fear and sacrifice. But maybe real survival was never about protecting the train. Maybe it was always about having the courage to step outside it. So here's a question for you. If you were in Curtis's position, facing Wilford's offer, what would you have done? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recap, subscribe for more full movie breakdowns like this one. And if this story hits you the way it hit us, drop a like before you go.